Hello.
Welcome to our Talk to You, you're right. Let's start with last weekend. Impressive performance from your side. I know one that you were very proud of as well. What's the reaction been like with the squad this week? I imagine a lot of confidence and belief.
Yeah, it's been good. These lads stay upbeat, you know, pretty much all the time anyway. We've had some difficult results, but we've had some good performances. Even when we've had some difficult results as well, it's important for us to try and stay level. You know, okay, it was a point against the top team, of course. The performance was good in general, but still lots that we could be better at, that we can work on. So it's not like we've cracked it. Far from it. You know, we've got to keep our heads down and keep working hard.
Another big game tomorrow. Now, Luton haven't travelled to Old Trafford in a Premier League situation in over 30 years. How much of a big moment is that for you and for the team? How are they feeling?
I think they're excited and looking forward to it. I am. You know, it's a brilliant game for us against another giant of English football. You know, going to Old Trafford is a really special occasion for us. But again, like what the message was for Liverpool last week, we want to compete and want to do well. We'll enjoy it a whole lot more if we do.
I want to ask about Chong and Mendy. Chong had a great game last week. Also, they're both former Manchester United academy players. They didn't get the chance to play Premier League football while they were there. How keen are you to get them started and giving them that opportunity tomorrow?
Yeah, well, look, we've got them at our football club now, and you know their history is their history, and they've had amazing upbringings at Manchester United, and they've worked with some fantastic coaches and other brilliant players, and I think we're hopefully now going to see the best years of them with us. I'm sure they're both looking forward to it. You know, we've tried not to make it too much of an emotional occasion. They haven't got to do anything that they, you know, haven't been doing before. They've been doing great for us. Been, you know, brilliant people, had real impacts and positive impacts in the game so far for us. So the big message from me is, like, you don't have to do anything special just because it's Manchester United and your former club. I know it's a big occasion for them, but go and enjoy it and keep doing what they've been doing.
I've got a question about VAR. This morning, Jamie Carragher tweeted that he thinks VAR is ruining the game. He said it should only be used, these were his words, for goal line technology, automated offsides. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with what he has to say in that tweet?
It's interesting. I mean, my mind was a few weeks back was I am definitely for it. You know, the sort of more black and white decisions. I think where, you know, it's that I think I'm still for that. Probably what Jamie is saying there. I think what I don't like at the moment, you know, is the time that it's taking. We want to be able to enjoy the game. It's such a fast game. The Premier League is probably the fastest league in the world, and you know, we want to be able to keep it like that and keep it entertaining. So I know, you know, I suppose the spectacle on Monday night was good in one respect because there was lots of talking points, but then there's a lot of waiting around as well. So I think I'm still for it, to get big decisions right where they are, you know, it's just fact, matter of fact. When there's still like a decision to be made there, it's a human being who's going to maybe, you know, one person will think it's different to the other, so the referee on the pitch might think it's different to the VAR. So I'm not sure that that's working, if I'm being honest, but for the facts, I'm still for it.
Thank you for that. Now, okay. We had the news of the tragedy chanting that happened at last week's game by some Luton fans towards the away stand. I just wanted to ask, what's your message, Rob, to those fans that are travelling tomorrow to Old Trafford? Because Old Trafford is a city that's had its own tragedies. Yeah,
of course. And you know, my message is, first of all, you know, the statement has gone out from the football club. You know, I want to apologise as well. We don't condone that, of course. There's obviously an investigation going on at the moment. In terms of a message then to our supporters going up tomorrow, I mean, we want to bring the noise. We want to have a fantastic occasion, and our fans have been brilliant, you know, at making the noise and making a brilliant atmosphere. But let's do it with respect. You know, tomorrow's Remembrance Sunday. So Bobby Charlton's funeral, I think, is on Monday as well. We're going to you know, to Old Trafford on it. You know, it's an important time. So I think bring the noise. Make it an amazing occasion, but do it with respect.
And just final one for me. Update on injuries. I know you've had quite a few injuries within the squad. And rumours about Amari Bell. How's his hamstring injury? Yeah,
Amari's progressing well. Still won't be quite ready for this one. So the squad will be very, very similar to the Liverpool game. We are going to be getting bodies back quite quickly after the international break, I think, which is going to be a real positive for us.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Tam.
Hi, Rob. You've spoken about how pleased you were with the quality of your performance on Sunday against Liverpool. Do you feel that people are now kind of looking at the strengths and the abilities you have in your team as opposed to focusing on the threats of your opponents?
don't know. It's difficult for me to really think about what the opposition will be working on. I think what we try and do is look at the strengths and the weaknesses of the opposition and try and play to our strengths. I think what we showed the other day was a real good organisation in the main. I thought we were good in transition and we looked quick, and we had a real purpose in our play, but we had good quality as well. You know, people have talked about us being direct and this, that and the other. I think from static situations we wanted to try and avoid Liverpool's press, but then, you know, on a turnover and in transitional moments we showed some really good football and showed some good quality. You know, I think the bigger teams are still going to look to play their way and impose their style on us. I think that's only natural. But maybe we've shown that we've got one or two threats and something to think about for the other teams.
Yeah, and this time last week, as you were preparing for the Liverpool game, you made it clear that there's, you know, no game is a free hit for you in the Premier League. On the back of that performance, how confident are you players heading to Old Trafford? Yeah,
really confident. You know, really, it doesn't matter who's playing Luton this year. The pressure is on the opposition. But it certainly will be on United at the moment. You know, they're at home, they'll be expected to beat us, and you know, that probably plays into our favour a little bit as well. You know, we performances in general have been good for us. We can take a lot of confidence from last week and we can go and enjoy the game, but again, we want to compete and play really, really well. And we've got to do the basics well. We've got to defend well. We're going to have to run really, really hard. All of the stuff that we did last week. But then I want us to go and be brave and try and attack the game at the right moments as well. So we're really looking forward to it. We really are. It's an amazing game for us, but we want to go into the break off the back of another strong performance.
Yeah, you just touched on it there. Difficult times both on and off the pitch for Eric Ten Hag and for Manchester United as a club on the whole. Some would say there's plenty for them to lose, plenty for you to gain. How do you see it? Is now a really good time to be playing them?
Potentially. Look, it's hard for me to comment on you know, the opposition. They're Manchester United. They're expected to be at the right end of the table and winning games of football. Of course they are, and they'll be expected to beat us. We're going to expect the best version of them. And I thought the performance in the first half before Marcus Rashford sending off was excellent and probably as well as they've played all year. So, you know, I'm expecting that version of them, and that's what we're preparing for. So a really, really difficult game. So we're going to have to be right at it to get anything from it.
Yeah, some of United's fans are pretty unhappy at the moment. What impact do you think the home crowd could have on kind of setting the agenda, and how could that affect your players? Could you use that for your advantage?
If we start the game, if we're in the game, then, you know, perhaps the natives could grow a little bit restless, you know, because again the expectation is going to be that they've got to put us under a lot of pressure and win that football match. So, you know, we might be able to use that to our advantage, but that's going to be down to us and our performance. We can't really control them or the supporters. And I think in general United's fans are very good, and they're with them, and they'll understand that maybe they go for a bit of a difficult moment and they might want to really, really help the players out. But the only thing we can control is ourselves and our performance, and how that affects the crowd we'll see. But if we can quieten them down, then great.
The international break just around the corner, how big a boost would it be to kind of end this sequence of games with positive results and performances from two of the big six?
Yeah, of course it would. It would give us loads of belief going forwards. We gave a good account of ourselves on Sunday with, you know, the world watching, which was great. But we've got to back that up now. It can't just be a one-off, you know, getting a point against a big team. It needs to be, right, let's back that up now with a really good performance. Again, I know I say it every week, we can't guarantee the result, but the stuff that gets the result, that performance, that's what I'm looking for. And it would be really, really good for us to go into that break now on a good performance and preparing well for Crystal Palace, which again will bring its own difficulties as every game does in the Premier League. But I'll stress it, we want to enjoy this occasion, you know, an amazing game for us. Let's go and back up last week.
Finally, for me, on a personal level, what will it mean to you to lead out the team at one of the most iconic grounds in the world?
Yeah, it'd be a really proud moment. Like every time I lead this club out at any game, as it was from almost a year ago when we got the job. You know, I'm really proud to represent this football club and work with all the people that I do. But yeah, going out at Old Trafford will be a really special moment. Thank you.
Rob, hi. One of your predecessors, John Still, often said, the stronger the team, the stronger the team. It was what we call a Stillism. And just reflecting on that game against Liverpool, and afterwards not being able to pick personally who was man of the match. I mean, there's a few outstanding players. Is that a mark of just how good and how strong your team is, that you could go through, they were the best player, oh actually hold on, they were the best player, they were the best player. It's a real team effort.
Yeah, it has to be. For us to get anything from any Premier League game, we're going to have to be really good as a team. Probably across the board, we're going to have to be 7s and 8s out of 10. You know, we were the other day. And then again, against the Liverpool and Manchester United, maybe they're going to have to be off it a little bit. You know, because let's be honest and realistic about it, if they're fully at it and at their best, it's going to be difficult for us to cope. So we've got to be very good and maybe a little bit of a dip from the opposition against the top ones. But yeah, across the board the other day, I thought we were 7s and 8s out of 10, and they were still, like I said, we weren't perfect. You know, we gave 1 or 2 big chances away. We rode our luck once or twice. There's still lots that we can work on and keep improving. But it's great, you know, and it's good because, you know, when you can get in here, you know, the day after and show the lads, look, that was good, but we can be better here, we can be better here. You know, you maybe get a little bit more of a buy-in when off the back of a positive result as well, and where we can say, look, we can still improve, and we need to.
So your team talk wasn't just go out against Man United and do the same thing?
No. Well, it's a different game. You know, it's a different game.
Different challenges.
Yeah, different challenges, different players. You know, different threats. There's similarities, but it's different. So, you know, we can take some of the good things from it, but there'll be a different approach because it's different players and they don't play in exactly the same way.
I was thinking about Carl Morris, and he works his socks off so much in every game, and sometimes could probably be described as an unsung hero for the work that he does without scoring.
Not by our fans.
Huh?
Not from our fans.
No. But Carl Morris in the Championship as opposed to Carl Morris now in the Premier League. Obviously he was creating chances and scoring more goals in the Championship. Was there an element that you had to prepare him that he wasn't going to have those chances, he wasn't going to score as many goals, to avoid him becoming frustrated and down about himself? I
think Carlton's got high standards and he'll believe in himself, as all our strikers will, that they can score goals at this level. They've shown they can. You know, when I say there's Eli's got a couple, there's Carlton's got 3. You know, there's Chio's off the mark, Chongi's off the mark, and there'll be others to follow as well. So the lads will believe in themselves. I think there's a realism as well, that they know that this level is more difficult. We're not going to score as many goals as a team. But, you know, I think, you know, it's nice that you picked him out because I thought his performance, his all-round performance against Liverpool the other night was excellent. It was difficult for them to play against when we had to go direct from statics, from goal kicks. I thought he was really difficult. I thought any time then in transition when the ball came into him, he kept it. It was brilliant. It stuck, and that was big for us, really important. And we weren't just giving the ball back to Liverpool. Their counter press is as good as anyone's, and that's a big part of their game plan. And Carlton was able to take the ball, and we were able to play away from pressure with Ross, with Andros, with Chio, which was brilliant. And again, his work rate was really good. His understanding of the press, when he could go, when he needed to wait and try and close spaces, was really good. It was intelligent. So it was a hard-working but an intelligent performance, and we'll certainly need that again, you know, tomorrow.
The only reason I asked the question is because obviously strikers thrive off goals. They thrive mentally off goals, and you know, there may be a job for you and for him. He's an experienced player, and I've spoken to him a number of occasions. He seems very grounded. That, you know, that can sometimes affect. Yeah,
we'll certainly want goals from our forward players, but that won't be the overriding pressure from us. It'll be the performance, and you know, we have to defend together and attack together. So I don't really care who scores as long as we do. But I know we all need to defend together, and that's something that, you know, whoever's played as that number 9 for us is, you know, they've done that really, really well.
Rob, United obviously not a great time for them in terms of form, but they've got the quality, no doubt. Can you talk specifically what they bring to the table, players-wise and tactically?
Yeah, I mean, they've got they can build and control the game in slightly different shapes. You know, whether they're 3-2-5 with a fullback rolling in like a lot of teams do now, it might put more numbers on the last line as well. They'll have a real forward threat. You know, Højlund will be running beyond, the 8s will run beyond. You'd think about Bruno Fernandes' goal against Burnley, for instance. You know, they've got that forward pass and timing of the runs on that back line, so we've got to be aware of that. They've got dribblers, they've got, you know, people who can cross the ball, cut backs, they'll have numbers in the box. We're going to have to defend very, very well as a team. And I thought as well the other night, their counter pressing, their attitude looked really, really good to run and to work as well. So again, we're expecting the best of them, that sort of performance from the first 35 or so minutes until the sending off. So lots for us to think about, not fully sure on the personnel. You know, whether Marcus Rashford plays left or right. Again, then different threats, cutting in and shooting from distance as well. They'll have a lot of shots from outside the box, whether that's Marcus Rashford, Fernandes, you know, Eriksen, take your pick. So yeah, there's lots of different threats, but you know, we dealt with that well on Sunday against a team with, you know, loads of good individuals as well. So looking for similarities in terms of how we defend.
Yeah, and obviously the pressure is on Erik ten Hag. What have you made of that criticism towards him? Because I imagine you think he's a manager who's quite high quality.
Look, I've got a lot of empathy for anyone in this role, and I can only imagine that the pressure on him at that football club is 10, 20, 30, 50 fold, you know, from what I feel now in this role. You know, the magnitude of you know, what goes on outside, people looking in, everyone has an opinion, and especially at that club, at one of the biggest clubs in the world. So I can't comment on it. All I think is I've got a lot of respect for him. You know, the job he did, especially last year, winning a trophy, the first one in a long time, getting into the Champions League. You know, he's done a good job. Yeah, they're in a difficult moment now, but you know, he's got the quality, I'm sure. He's got the quality of players, the staff around to be able to turn it around. Hopefully it's not tomorrow.
Yeah, and you've played 3 of the so-called Big 6 now, and you've given it a good crack in each of the games. But what makes Luton so good against a larger team? Well,
hopefully we can be like that against anyone. You know, I don't want it to just be the performance comes out against the big guns, because, you know we have to be. It has to be like that in every game. We've given it our best in every single one. You know, I think we're learning and improving all the time. I like to think within a week, you know, from the Villa to Liverpool games, there was an improvement there, and we showed we'd taken some information on board and were able to put that into practice. I think at Kenilworth Road it does make it a bit of a different game. There's no doubt about that. You know, I think all our games have been really tight there, and disappointing that we haven't got the win there at the moment for the fans, but they've seen some really good performances, some good games. You know, we want to try and take that into what is a really difficult away ground tomorrow. But I think we, you know, I think we're a good team. You know, we're a Premier League football club, but hopefully we are going to make it difficult for anyone who plays against us. You know, we're not one of the biggest ones in this league at the moment, but we've got some good players here. We've got an organisation, and hopefully we can make it difficult for anyone. Thank you.
Cameras off now then, guys, and time for the written one.